It's hard enough to see what's in front of you. And for one remarkable young person, he sees the world through only one eye. Let's take a glance at Isaac Perez.
My mom told me that at age of 2, I had a convulsion one day, and they just took me to the hospital, and they just said that, oh, like, usually kids, like, at this age have, like, seizures, but, like, it's just a regular thing. But the doctor said, well, let me just do a CAT scan just for, like, precautions. Yeah. And they did a CAT scan on me, and he said there's a tumor in my eye, my left eye. And he's like, it's probably, like, a cancerous tumor. So they said it's called retinoblastoma, and he said they're going to have to take it out, or else it would, like, grow and just get to my brain, and then I'll die probably at the age of 6. So they just took it out, and I just had to, like, live with it.
But for some in Isaac's life, the task wasn't so easy.
It was hard. He was my athlete, and he was my wild child, but now I could say he is my athlete, and he is my crazy kid who's still a climber, and he's outdone everything we ever dreamed for him. He's exceeded our expectations, that's for sure. Because when the doctors did say, they said, you know, he's going to have this disability his whole life, so he might not play sports, or, he's going to have trouble. And for a while, I was believing him. I was like, well, look at him climbing the trees. How can this kid, he could climb the highest. He could just run the fastest. I was like, this guy's going to be an athlete. And yeah, he is. And he'd never let it stop him. Sometimes he would lose his eyeball in like daycare and freeze everybody up, and he'd make people laugh, put his eye in his mouth. I was like, what are you doing, Isaac? He had a knack for making people laugh, and he still does.
In order to navigate around the fact that he only has one eye, Isaac has to make numerous calculations just to do what is asked of him.
It's kind of like just, I do whatever I have to do.
That's awesome. I mean, dude, okay, you play wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like, what is it like? I mean, do you have to line up on one side? I mean, what are you looking for? I mean, there are some dangers, obviously.
Yeah. Honestly, I play whatever position they put me at. But the worst thing is like getting blindsided on my blind side. So, that's like one of the worst things.
Yeah.
But I'm more careful during games. Like during practice, yeah, like nobody's gonna hit me as hard, but I do get blindsided. Like I get knocked on my butt a couple of times. But yeah, I'm more cautious during games because I know like people are gonna hit me like on my. Because some people do know, like from other teams, because like our team just goes around saying, "Oh, we have this guy with one eye," and I'm just like,
why?
Yeah, you're not helping. You're making it harder for me. It's just like but I just live with it.
Yeah. So like, when you're gonna get the ball, play's been called. Okay, the ball's about to be released from the quarterback. What's going through your head? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for to see I'm like trying to think who's behind me. And I'm just saying, okay, focus on the ball, catch it, and then run. Concentrate. Because there was this one time where I didn't concentrate, and I lost track of the hurdle for some reason. And I just totally just hit it, and I collapsed, and I just fell. And it's like, it kind of is hard because I have to focus, and it's hard because I have to think of my steps, I have to think of my breathing, I have to think of my stride, I have to think of and I think it's like good because my coach, he tells me, you have like one of the best forms out of everybody here.
No excuses from him or from others.
Isaac's a great kid. I mean, he obviously has done more than most just to get where he's at. He's given me everything that I can ask from him. Makes no excuses. His disability obviously doesn't get in the way because, I mean, being a hurdler, his depth perception, I mean, it should be the biggest disadvantage, and he doesn't even mention it at any time. It never becomes an issue. So, I mean, he's exactly what you want in a kid.
Living with no limitations, he wants others to do the same.
A lot of people, like a lot of kids, like are told like you can't do this, and they just accept it. But I wanted to do something. Like, I don't want to be just sitting down. And, like, a lot of kids, like, not a lot of kids, but, like, some kids do have what I have, and they don't do any sports. And, like, it just kind of, like, hurts me because, like, I'm just, like, I want to tell them, like, do whatever you want to do. Like, don't let anything stop you. Like, just overcome that obstacle, and you can do whatever you want.